Okay, getting back to talking about communication. So if they have a way to tell you those things, then they are much more mature developmentally than a child that may have a lot of struggle telling you how they feel, putting a name on it, telling what their body is feeling. So being able to communicate how they feel. So what we do sometimes is make picture cards. So they have a picture of a sad face or a hurt face or a happy face or an excited face, so that a child might be able to just point to that versus having to verbalize what's happening. So being able to communicate, your speech and language pathologist, that's what they work on too, is how do they help a child to communicate how they're feeling, use their words, calm down, really access the brain to be able to say what they are needing. Because a lot of times a child cannot communicate those things. So what do? Well, they just go get it. You say you told them no snacks right now. We just got home from school. Well, what do? They just go get a snack because they're hungry and they can't tell you that they didn't eat much lunch, or that they, are craving a sweet because they had a good day. I don't know. There are lots of reasons why a child is not communicating and how we can help them communicate so they can tell us what's happening. A good real world example to me is, say, if you go to another country, you're trying to explain maybe to an Uber driver that you want to go here. You're trying to show them on your phone, I want you to go here. This is where we want to go. I guess Uber's not the best example because they can see where you want to go. But say you're at a restaurant, you're trying to ask for something to eat, but you have an allergy and you're trying to tell them, hey, I'm gluten-free. Well, you're trying to use your app to tell them I'm gluten-free. They give you pasta while you're in Italy and you're like, no, I'm gluten-free. I need gluten-free pasta, or I need this or that, something different. And you start using your hands and you start getting, really not loud, but maybe loud, trying to explain it to them. And you're frustrated because they don't understand you. And so that is where communication would make the biggest difference, to be able to communicate your wants and your needs. And we need to honor and hear students and children with autism when they're trying to tell us things. So that will help bring any anxiety that might lead into behavior. That helps bring that down. And then my third tip is to have some sort of behavior contract. So when I say behavior contract, what am I talking about? I am talking about finding something that they like, getting to know them well enough to know their favorite things, their favorite video games, their favorite books, their favorite foods to eat, their favorite characters, using that to motivate them to make better choices. What does that look like? That looks like keeping their favorite video game. Maybe you let them play the games they don't like on a regular basis, but their favorite video game, it's a contract. You only get to play that when you've done this, when you've done your homework, when you've cleaned your room, when you've had dinner, or when you've taken a shower, or when you got ready for school. Then you can have this. It's behavior contracting. That's what we call it. It's you've taken something that they love. You only get to have Skittles after you've done this. You get to have, just like when I was growing up, you got dessert after you had dinner. You don't really eat dessert the rest of the day, but you only get dessert after you eat dinner. And that's my favorite thing because I want that chocolate. So I'm going to clean my plate. You're just looking for their favorite thing and they only get it then. So many times as parents, we're giving them their favorite things all day long and we don't even realize it. That's why the day goes smoothly, because you're giving them their favorite snack. They get to wear their favorite socks and the shoes that they pick out. You're giving them so many freedom of choices, which is great to give, but I would hold some back. And so when you hold that back, then you tell them, hey, you get this once you do what I've asked you to do, or once you do this one thing or this little thing. And I would start little and then build it up, because having that one thing in your back pocket gives them motivation to do what you're asking them to do, have buy-in because they want what you have. And then you give it to them after they've done it. So you do that enough, and then they say, hey, let's say, hey, they changed their favorite video games on me. So now they know what I'm doing and they don't want that video game. They want another one that they play all day. Well, it takes a little bit of tenacity and a little bit of persistence on the part of the parent to always be watching for what is their favorite thing, so that you can hold that. I'm not saying take it away. I'm saying hold it until they do something, and then they can have it back. So those are my 3 things: routine and schedules, communication, and behavior contracting. So I hope those things help you. And if you will like, comment, and share any of our videos, and we have ideas that are outside that would be good enough for anybody outside the state of Tennessee, even though Pick Up the Pieces Tennessee started here. Like, if you have friends in other states that would want to hear this, feel free to share it out. So have a great day. Thanks.